Welcome back to another episode of House of 1000 Haunts. We are Destination Stone, and my name is Stevie Stone.
And I'm Dwayne Stone.
Today we are bringing you another awesome haunted house, all the way from Maryville, Tennessee. It's a local haunt. Ooh, it gave me all the good local haunt, good feels. This place is called AMS Haunted Attractions. Before we get into it tonight, let's let you guys know what we're drinking. We actually just came from that haunted house, and it was very close to a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, so we had to go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, so we swung by Buc-ee's. I've actually got two drinks. I have their fruit punch. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that I have their fruit punch from the fountain.
I got a sarsaparilla from the fountain. It's in the
delicious.
door.
But I also got a coffee because I really enjoy Buc-ee's coffee, and I love to have a nice coffee while we're sitting here discussing haunted houses. I really enjoy that. And Dwayne picked him up as well.
The Dr. Pepper Icy.
An icy. Listen,
So
we just hung out at Buc-ee's for a minute, ate some food, got some drinks, and then we got set up. Yeah, we went in twice. Dwayne, let's put this haunt in the house and let's talk about AMS Haunted Attractions.
AMS Haunted Attractions started in the owner's backyard originally as something for just the kids to come and enjoy, and it got really popular and it got bigger, so he found him a space, and now they have this permanent space out there.
Listen, guys, we are fans of all different types of haunted houses, from tiny backyard ones all the way to big ones like Mad World Haunted Attraction and bigger. This one was kind of somewhere in between. I really enjoyed the layout. They, like Dwayne said, now they have this permanent space, and right when you drive up, they have this really nice little driveway and a creepy bloody skeleton out in the front. Dwayne named him Hank.
You get parked, and as soon as you walk up, you are greeted by some characters walking around, which was pretty neat. I always like characters walking around. They had a couple little games out there, like more like carnival games.
It's kind of set up like a little spooky fair.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Wasn't massive like most midways are becoming nowadays, but it was just a small fair setup. So you walk up to the ticket booth. If you bought your tickets online, which you can do, you could walk straight up to the general admission line and go into the haunt. But they had it set up where you go to the ticket booth, you can go into the haunt. Once you come out of the haunt, you go through the gift shop, which you see right there off to the side, so you see where you exit. But let's get started walking through AMS Haunted Attractions. So you can get a touch haunt here. This is a touch haunt, not as extreme as most, but it is touchy-feely, and it is really spooky. And as Dwayne was saying, this was a haunt that was set up for kids, and guys, there are a lot of children inside of this haunt.
When you first walk up, if you are doing the touch haunt, they give you a glow stick, and then she goes over the rules with you, which are they're pretty funny. They're macabre but whimsical, and it's really fun.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that episode of our walkthrough, we do have it up on YouTube, and we'll have it in the show notes below. But once that happens, she literally grabbed me by the neck and shoved me directly into a swamp where someone was waiting trying to spook us. From the swamp area, you get right shoved into a creepy circus. This one girl stole my nose. I couldn't breathe. Yeah. It was so fun. I really enjoyed their decorations, how they utilized their space and set it up. I will say everybody there is very interactive, really creative with their characters. The setups were very creative. It was so much fun.
While the chick was stealing Stevie's nose, the ringmaster was analyzing me to see if I was a good freak, but I have all my fingers and toes and most of my teeth, so I was not a good freak.
He wasn't good enough to be part of the show.
So he sent us along our way.
Once we got through there, we encountered some more clowns trying to attack us. Not necessarily clowns, just freaks from the freak show and the circus. And then encountered a lady who wanted to peel my skin. She said she needed my skin because her skin was decrepit. And then there was this creepy monster that, I'm going to be honest, reminded me of one of our YouTube friends called Ben Games.
That's funny.
I don't know, his mask or something reminded of cold pain, and he bit me. He gave me a little bite. Once we made our way through that circusy, spooky area, we were encountered and attacked by a dude with a chainsaw, a big freaking chainsaw, and he touched it right on my butt, and my butt cheek was all vibrating, and I was like, oh my God, like, you know, I've never used one of these. I'm not old enough for this, but the exercise machines where they would wrap this strap around your butt and like vibrate it and shake it, that's kind of what my butt felt like, or something. Like I had it exercised on its own by some machine. And I was just like, oh my God, my butt was vibrating after that. But one thing I will say is they actually use the bar on their chainsaw. I know a lot of haunts don't do that, and I know they have their different reasons, but I personally enjoy having the bar there because it just makes it a lot spookier. But after I got my butt cheek vibrated by the chainsaw, we walked right into a very spooky, macabre school. Ooh, you know what it reminded me of, Dwayne?
What?
Bone chillers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it kind of did. That's cool.
Guys, if you are not familiar with bone chillers, it is this super cool, macabre show from the 90s. Oh my goodness. I will link it in the show notes and in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, because it's on YouTube. Give it a watchy woo if you're into macabre, like whimsical things, especially from the 90s.
Silly, you guys.
It's delicious.
So fun, yeah.
It's so good. But we walked into this spooky, macabre school that was reminding me of bone chillers. I love bone chillers. Sometimes I'll just turn it on and let it play in the background. We walk in, and that's when the floodgates open for all the little children, and we were introduced to the tiniest little monster. He was sitting there at the desk, and he had something in his hand. I thought he was trying to hand it to me, and he was just talking. I couldn't hear what he was saying because he had a mouthful of fake vampire teeth, and he was just...
He was growling, yeah.
Oh my God, I was in love.
And right next to him was a Trunchbull-esque, like, I guess, principal or whatever. And
yeah, Trunchbull, like Matilda.
Yeah,
if you're not familiar.
And she sent us to detention.
Yeah, gave us detention. You walk around the corner, and off to the left was this really creepy classroom. There were desks sitting there with like books. It was time to take notes and start learning a class, and there was a teacher in there who was very scary. So there was a chalkboard there. Just the whole setup, the way that whole room was set up was so cool. Just something, as a kid, I used to fantasize about, like making haunted houses and what the rooms would look like. I actually even made like this little model setup of it, and that room just like sparked my creative juices. I thought that room was so cool. That was probably personally my favorite room of the whole haunt.
It was very cool. This haunt, for like I said, the space that they had, they utilized it very well.
Yeah.
And they had some good actors. Even the kids did really good. They did so good.
The kids were my favorite.
Yeah. It's awesome to see kids that are willing to go out and do that. You know, like. Yeah,
they're not just. Boo!
They're not afraid of it.
Yeah, they're really getting into it just as much as anybody else.
Screaming at you. Some of them are like crying and stuff. It's so fun. After
we saw all the kids, there were just kids everywhere. You're walking through like locker room areas, all different schooling area, different school rooms and stuff like that. You ended up in the nurse's room. Oh my God. And then we were given a shot. Like literally, again, this was a touch haunt. It wasn't like completely grab you and throw you on the ground like some we've experienced, which isn't bad. You know, there's all different levels.
Yeah.
But this one, they still grabbed you and actually took a fake needle, put it against my neck, and she squirted it and felt the liquid come out. I was like, ah! Bit of advice. Actually use some fake blood next time. I think that would be fun. I was expecting to look down and see fake blood. I will understand though, like maybe that's something you would put as a disclaimer so people didn't get their shirts messed up. Yeah. But how fun, squirt fake blood on people. Yeah. But I do know that stuff stains.
So next up, they take us to a room and make us sit down again. But they sit me down in an electric chair.
Yeah.
And
I had to sit off to the side and just watch.
Yeah, and then like before they throw it, they ushered Stevie out of the room.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of cool on the video. We were watching it back, and I could see that they had me in there, and Stevie's like, "Oh my god!" And all you see is me in the chair, and like,
and then he's gonna die.
yeah,
just murdered.
It didn't vibrate or anything like some chairs do whenever you get thrown in them like that.
Yeah,
at haunts, but it was still fun. You know,
the actors just help bring that energy to life and kind of did it with you. Like, such a good haunt, guys. This haunt was only $15, and it's so worth it. And you could pay a little extra for the touch. It's so great.
Do the touch, you guys.
Do the touch. It's worth it.
It was totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
I didn't feel like I was hurt or like violated or in danger or anything like that.
As I was running away from what I knew was happening and Dwayne was being electrocuted behind me, there was another chainsaw just chased Dwayne and I both all the way into the gift shop. I thought that was pretty funny and really cool, which took you right back to the beginning, where again you could check out the gift shop and all the other like fair-like festivities.
He got me in the side with the chainsaw once or twice.
Did he really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Cut you up.
He was also, there was a section where there was some brick or something, and he was banging on something, sparks were flying.
Oh wow.
That was pretty cool.
So creepy.
They only take cash in the gift shop, I do believe.
Yes. So make sure to bring your cash.
I wish I would have had cash because I would have got a shirt from there.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
So we need to make it a habit to always have cash. You were able to buy tickets online, so you could have used a card that way. But otherwise, if you're there, just make sure to bring cash with you.
Yeah.
We do want to say a big thank you to AMS Haunted Attraction for inviting us out. So again, guys, we do have a walkthrough of this haunted house over on our YouTube channel. We'll have that linked in the show notes below. So much fun. We love doing this with you guys. And again, we started this podcast because we just found ourselves talking about the haunts right after. So in real time, as this is being recorded, we just left the haunted house, and that was our experience at AMS Haunted Attractions.
Yeah, took about 15-20 minutes to walk through.
Yeah.
Shorter haunt, but definitely worth every penny.
Worth every penny. It was so much fun. Mostly outdoors.
Wear closed-toed shoes.
Yeah. I would suggest wearing closed-toed shoes at any haunted house.
Yeah.
So guys, would have to say that's another haunt in the house. We want to say a big thank you to all of you guys for listening to the podcast. Be sure to follow and give us a 5-star rating if you did enjoy this. And check us out on our YouTube channel over at Destination Stone. We are Destination Stone on YouTube. And this is House of 1000 Haunts.
Good night.